There is a new Social Security rule on the books right now that can take half of your monthly check. Half. And here is the part that should make you sit up. It can happen even if you did absolutely nothing wrong. No phone call first, no second warning. One letter in the mail, and if you set it aside, the government starts pulling 50% of your payment automatically. I want you to picture something for a second. It's the 3rd of the month. Your Social Security usually lands in your account that morning. You go to check it, and instead of $2,071, there's a little over $1,000, cut clean in half. You didn't change anything. You didn't break any rule, and nobody called to explain. That is not a horror story. Under the current rules, that is exactly what can happen. I'm Artur. I've spent more than 20 years helping American retirees protect the benefits they earned. And in the next half hour, I'm going to walk you through 3 things, plain and simple. What this rule actually says, who it can hit, and the 3 steps you need to take to protect your check, all of them free, all of them quick. Stay with me all the way to step 3, because that's where I'll show you the one mistake that even careful, rule-following people make every single time. It's the mistake that turns a fixable problem into $1,000 a month hole. And almost nobody sees it coming. Let me tell you about Robert. Robert is 68. He lives outside Columbus, Ohio. Worked 31 years as a maintenance supervisor. Paid into Social Security every single paycheck. Now he collects about $2,070 a month. That check is his life. It covers his mortgage payment, his Medicare premium, his groceries, and the prescriptions that keep his blood pressure where it needs to be. Robert did everything right. He never lied on a form. He never hid income. He reported what he was supposed to report. The man color codes his tax folders. Then one Tuesday, a letter came from Social Security. Official envelope. Lots of small print. It said he'd been overpaid, that because of a calculation error on their end, over about 14 months, they'd paid him roughly $4,000 more than he was owed. Now here's the thing. Robert didn't cause that error. Social Security did. Their system, their math, their mistake. So Robert did what a lot of good, honest people do. He read the letter, felt that knot in his stomach, decided it had to be a mistake or maybe even a scam, and he set it on the kitchen counter. He figured he'd deal with it later. He figured if it was really his fault, somebody would call. Nobody called. 30 days later, his check came in at $1,035. Half of normal. The 50% withholding had started automatically exactly like the letter said it would in the part Robert skimmed past. Now he's short more than $1,000 a month, and that shortfall keeps going every single month until the whole $4,000 is paid back. And here's the part that breaks my heart. It was completely avoidable. If Robert had acted in the first 30 days, he could have stopped the collection cold while they sorted it out. He might have owed nothing at all. One form. That's all it would have taken. And Robert is not alone. According to Social Security's own statements, when a person doesn't respond, the 50% withholding kicks in by default. No negotiation, no warning call. This happens to ordinary, careful retirees across the country, and the single most common reason is simply this. They ignored the letter. So let me slow down and explain exactly what's going on, because once you understand it, you'll never get caught the way Robert did. Here's what Social Security actually says. If they pay you more than you were owed, they call that an overpayment. The law requires them to get that money back. That part isn't new. What changed is how much they take. For years, the default was gentle. They'd hold back just 10% of your monthly check. Barely a pinch. Then in March of 2025, Social Security announced they were cranking it all the way up to 100%. Your entire check gone until the debt was cleared. People were furious, and rightly so, so they backed off. The rule that's in force right now sets the default at 50% of your monthly Social Security benefit. In plain English, that means if you get an overpayment letter today and you don't act, they will take half of every check until the balance is paid off. Not the part over some limit. Half of the whole thing. One more piece you need to know. This 50% rule is for regular Social Security, retirement, survivors, disability. If you're on SSI, which is Supplemental Security Income, the program for very low-income folks, your rate stays at 10%. Different program, different rule. Don't mix them up. So what does this cost in real dollars? Let's not deal in vague words. The average retired worker gets about $2,071 a month in 2026. Cut that in half, and you're losing about $1,035 every month. If you're one of the folks getting the maximum benefit, around $4,152, you could lose more than $2,000 a month. That's not an inconvenience. For most people at this table, that's the difference between paying the bills and not. And who gets hit hardest? The people who lean on Social Security for almost everything. Because when that's most of your income, losing half a check isn't a budgeting puzzle. It's choosing between rent and medicine. Now here is the part that most people, including a lot of financial advisors, get completely wrong. People assume that if the mistake was Social Security's fault, they're safe. They think, I didn't do anything wrong, so they can't take my money. I need you to hear me clearly. That is not how it works. Even when the overpayment is 100% Social Security's own error, their computer, their bad math, something you never even noticed, the law still requires them to claw that money back, and the default is still to take half your check automatically. Let that sink in. You can be completely innocent. You can have followed every rule for 30 years, and you can still wake up to a check that's been cut in half. Being blameless does not stop the withholding. The only thing that stops it is a form that you have to know about and you have to file. Social Security will not waive it for you out of kindness. The burden is on you to speak up. That's the trap. Good people stay quiet because they think being innocent protects them. It doesn't. Acting protects them. So because of all this, what should you do? You watch your mail like a hawk, you open anything from Social Security the day it arrives, and the moment you see the word overpayment, you treat it like a small fire. You don't wait. You move. And there's one more change I have to tell you about, because it has a hard deadline and it can quietly cut off your money a different way. Social Security is ending paper checks. As of September 30th, 2025, federal law requires your benefits to be paid electronically. No more paper checks in the mailbox. If you're still getting a paper check, you are on borrowed time and you need to switch. In plain English, if you don't set up an electronic payment, your money can stop showing up, and Social Security points out that paper checks are 16 times more likely to be lost, stolen, or altered than electronic payments anyway. So this protects you too. Here's the good news, and it surprises people. You do not need a bank account to do this. If you have a bank, you set up direct deposit. If you don't have a bank, the government offers a free prepaid card called Direct Express that your payment loads onto every month. Either way, you're covered. All right, let's make this simple. Everything I just told you comes down to 3 steps, not 7, 3, because 3 is what you'll actually remember and actually do. Step 1. Open and read every letter from Social Security the day it arrives. If you ever see the word overpayment, do not set it down. Look for the deadline printed on it. You have 60 days from the date you got the notice to respond. But here's the key. If you act within the first 30 days, they will not start taking your money while they review your case. That 30-day window is your shield. Mark it on your calendar the day the letter comes. Step 2. If you get an overpayment notice, file the right form. There are 3 and they're free. If you think they're wrong that you were overpaid, file Form SSA 561-DAS. That's a request for reconsideration. If you agree you were overpaid but it wasn't your fault and you can't afford to pay it back, file Form SSA-632. That's a request for waiver. And if they grant it, you might owe nothing at all. And if you agree you owe it but 50% is too steep, file Form SSA-634 to lower your monthly payment. You can get all of these at ssa.gov or just call Social Security at 1-800-77-21213 and tell them which one you need. Step 3. This is the one most people skip. If you are still receiving a paper check, switch to electronic payment right now. Don't wait. Set up direct deposit through your My Social Security account at ssa.gov. Or if you don't have a bank account, enroll in the free Direct Express card at godirect.gov or call 1-800-967-6857. If you skip this step, your payments can be disrupted or stop showing up entirely. 5 minutes now saves you a month of panic later. That's it. 3 steps. Read your mail, file the right form fast, and get on electronic payment. All free, all quick, and any one of them can save you $1,000 or more. Before you go, do me one favor. Drop a comment below and tell me, Did you already know about this 50% rule? Just type yes or no. I read every comment, and I reply to as many as I possibly can. And if you've got a parent, a brother or sister, or a friend who's on Social Security, please share this video with them right now. Honestly, it could save them over $1,000 a month. That share button is right below this video. Send it to one person who needs it. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I post new videos every Tuesday and Friday breaking down exactly these kinds of rules. Because they change constantly, sometimes twice in 1 year like this one did. And you deserve to hear about it in plain English before it costs you. And in my next video, I'm covering the Social Security earnings test, the rule that can make them withhold your benefits if you're still working, and the income limits just changed for 2026. Millions of seniors get blindsided by it every year. Click right here to watch that one next. I'll see you there.